2020. Commissioner Garrido, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yes, sir. Well, go ahead. If you have a flag by you, go ahead and face the flag, placing your right hand over your heart and begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation.
Liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner. Madam Secretary, will you please call roll?
Thank you, Chair Pro Tem. Commissioner Marlene Garcia. Here. Commissioner Christopher Garrido.
present.
Commissioner Edith Flores.
Present.
Commissioner Edwin Borges.
Here.
And Chair Pro Tem Christopher Sines.
Present. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. So now we're going to move on to public communications. At this point, Madam Secretary, have you received any communication from the public?
Thank you, Chair Pro Tem. I do have something from the public I'd like to enter into the record. It reads as follows. Good evening, commissioners, city attorney, staff, and any community that will be listening via live stream. My name is Jean Ayala. I am a lifelong resident and a 27-year veteran teacher for the Baldwin Park Unified School District. In addition, I have the honor to serve this community as your city clerk. I wanted to just take a moment to acknowledge publicly the amazing and outstanding job that our staff has been doing, especially during these uncertain times, particularly the planning department, which continues to afford our community, businesses, and residents the services that they need. In addition, I want to acknowledge the planning commissioners who continue to participate in their capacity to serve our community. Thank you for participating through any means necessary so that your recommendations can be noted for the mayor and city council to move projects forward. Thank you, everyone, for your commitment and dedication to our city, our community, and to one another. Be well and be safe. Humbly submitted by Jean Ayala, City Clerk.
So certainly kind words, Jean, if you're listening, thank you very much. Esther, was that the only public comment?
That is the only public comment.
Noted there. Thank you very much. So we're going to move on to consent calendar. Do we have a motion to approve item 1, action minutes from March 11th, 2020?
Chairperson, I'm sorry, this is Marlene Garcia. I just had one change on the minutes because I actually read my minutes. My name, the spelling of my name, there is no E at the end of my first name.
Noted.
That seems to be the story of my life. So if we could change that, that'd be great.
So at this time, do we have a motion to approve the action minutes as amended?
I will move to approve the minutes.
Do we have a second?
I will second.
Okay, so moved by Commissioner Garcia and seconded by Commissioner Garrido.
Yes,
Does that
sir.
sound right? Perfect. I think, Esther, for the sake of just recording all the votes, should we vote by roll call?
Yes, please.
I would recommend that as well.
Commissioner Sands,
Yes.
Commissioner Garrido,
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Flores,
Aye.
Commissioner Borges,
Yes.
and Commissioner Marlene Garcia.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So action minutes from the meeting, March 11, 2020 have been adopted 5-0. Moving on to set matters, public hearing. Item number 2, a consideration and adoption of a mitigated negative declaration and mitigation monitoring and reporting program in conjunction with a request for consideration and approval of a design review to facilitate the development of a 2-story, 15,725 square foot industrial commercial building and a zoning variance to deviate from the minimum lot depth and minimum lot size for lots in the industrial commercial zone, location 13057, 13061, 13065, Garvey Avenue. Applicant Michael, don't want to butcher the last name, MG Development Group, case number PR 1969 and ZV 2002, Mr. Ron Garcia.
Good evening. Thank you, commissioners, staff. Before you, again, is a project approval for design review to merge 3 existing lots and a zone variance to deviate from zoning standards specific to minimum lot depth and lot size within the industrial commercial zone. David, if you could, can you go to the next slide? Let's go to the next one. Thank you, David. The subject site is within the general plan West Garvey I-10 focus area. This area includes most of the area along the I-10 freeway between Syracuse and Baldwin Park Boulevard. The primary goal of this area is to encourage development of low-scale, low-intensity commercial and industrial uses oriented primarily towards serving the local resident and business populations. The project site is zoned for industrial commercial uses, which includes the development of industrial parks, offices, complexes, and light manufacturing businesses. The project site is approximately 23,470 square feet and consists of 3 parcels. All 3 parcels are currently vacant and contiguous and are separated by an alleyway. The alleyway has access to Fraser Street at its western terminus and to Garvey Avenue at its eastern terminus. Access to the project site is provided by Garvey Avenue, Fraser, and Fairgrove Avenue. Next slide, please. The proposed project consists of construction of a 2-story concrete tilt-up commercial building with 15,725 square feet of floor area. The proposed building would include 1,000 square feet of office space, 6,000 square feet of manufacturing area, and an 8,000 square foot storage warehouse area. A total of 22 parking spaces are provided, proposed on site. Pedestrian access to the proposed building would be from Garvey Avenue, with entrances on the building's eastern and western facing wall via the pedestrian pathway that runs from the parking lot behind the facility to Garvey. Landscaping is proposed on the perimeter of the site within the parking areas. The landscaping is approximately 12% of the overall site area. The code requires that a minimum of 10% of the parking lot area be landscaped. Landscaping proposed fronting Garvey Avenue will serve to soften the aesthetic appearance of the building from the street. Final landscape and irrigation plan is required per the conditions of approval. Next slide, please. The proposed development will be visible from the surrounding area, including surrounding streets and buildings. The project consists of construction, again, of a 2-story building with a maximum height of 35 feet. The proposed building is designed for single-tenant warehouse or manufacturing use. The proposed commercial building reflects a modern architectural style. The exterior of the building consists of a concrete tilt-up with decorative concrete course lines along all elevations of the building. The proposal also includes decorative metal awnings above the windows and roll-up door. The exterior facade will be painted shades of light and dark gray. The applicant is also proposing decorative wrought iron fence along the front and sides of the building. Here on this elevation, you can see the north and south elevation. As you can see, the course lines on the north and south elevations. Move on to the next slide. And this is the east and west elevation. Can move on to the next slide. Here's a rendering of the proposed building with the vantage point from Garvey Avenue. You can see the entrance of the building, the decorative windows, the decorative course lines along the building elevations, as well as the decorative metal awnings above the windows and the roll-up door. Can move on to the next slide. Again, here's another vantage point from Garvey. You can see the decorative windows there, and also decorative window feature that goes from the first floor to the second floor on the easterly edge of the front of the building. Move on to the next slide. This vantage point is looking from the alleyway. This is the rear side of the building, which is the northerly side. And you can see here parking proposed along the rear of the building as well. Move on to the next slide. Again, this is just another vantage point from the rear of the building from the alleyway. You can move on to the next slide. The applicant, as indicated, is requesting a deviation from the minimum lot depth and lot size standard for lots within the industrial commercial zone. The standards require lots to have a minimum depth of 200 feet and a minimum lot size of 40,000 square feet. The proposed site has a lot depth of 153 feet and a lot size of approximately 23,470 square feet. Approval of the variance would allow the applicant to consolidate the 3 parcels into 1 parcel and construct the proposed commercial building accompanying with landscaping and parking improvements. A resolution of approval has been prepared to grant the variance to permit the development. As you can see in this slide, this is a parcel map showing the 3 parcels that are proposed to be consolidated, lots 906, 907, and 908. Move on to the next slide. CEQA initial study was prepared for the project and was released for comment for 20 days beginning on March 2nd, 2020 and ending on March 26, 2020. Comments were not received during that period. A mitigation monitoring program has been put together along with the approval resolution for the approval of the MND. In regards to the design review for approval, the municipal code indicates that there's a highest designated approving authority for all requested permits, that a final action on all permits be taken. Therefore, the design review committee tentatively approved the design review application for the proposed project on October 4th, 2019. The approval of the zoning variance by the Planning Commission will also constitute the final approval of the design review application. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt resolution certifying the mitigated negative declaration of environmental impact and approving the design review 19-69 and zone variance 20-02. That concludes staff's presentation. The environmental consultant, along with the traffic consultant, is available for any questions along with the applicant. But that concludes the staff's presentation for the proposed project.
Thank you very much. At this time, commissioners, do you have any questions of staff? So if there's no questions from the commissioners at this point, I'll open up the public hearing. Esther, have we received any comments in regards to this this topic?
No comments have been received, sir.
Noted. Thank you very much. I now close the public hearing. Commissioners, any questions of the applicant or the consultant? Seeing no questions, I move to adopt resolution PC 20-09, a resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park adopting a mitigated negative declaration and a mitigation monitoring and reporting program for the MG Development Project, location 13057, 13061, 13065, Garvey, applicant Michael Galanakis, case number PR 19-69, ZV 20-02, and adopt the findings of fact and adopt resolution PC 20-10 entitled a resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park approving a design review to merge 3 parcels. And I think that needs a correction, right? So that should be merge 3, not 4. So merge 3 parcels, APN 855-6-022-906, 8556-022-907, and 8556-022-908 into one parcel pursuant to sections 150.08 and to deviate from the minimum 200-foot lot depth development standard set forth in table 153.050.030 for lots in the industrial commercial zone to facilitate the construction of a 15,725 square foot commercial building with surface parking in the IC industrial commercial zone at 13057, 13061, and 13065 Garvey Avenue in the city of Baldwin Park, location 13057, 13061, and 13065 Garvey Avenue. Applicant Michael Galanakis, case number PR 19-69, CV 20-02. Do we have a second?
I second that. Commissioner Flores is, as Commissioner Sines stated.
Noted. Thank you very much. So Esther, will you please call roll?
Commissioner Marlene Garcia,
Yes.
Commissioner Christopher Garrido,
Aye.
Commissioner Edith Flores,
Aye.
Commissioner Edith Borges,
Yes.
Edwin Borges, I'm sorry, Commissioner
Yes.
Edwin Borges. Okay, and Chair Pro Tem Christopher Stein.
Yes. So at this time, the Planning Commission has adopted resolution PC 20-09 and PC 20-10, adopted the findings of fact 5-0. Thank you. So at this time, we're going to move on to the set matters public hearing. Item number 3, a request for approval of a conditional use permit to allow for chiropractic office. The project is located in the MU1 mixed use 1 zone, location 14540 Ramona Boulevard, unit 210 and 211. Applicant Grande, case number CP 20-04, Mr. Ron Garcia.
Yes, Associate Planner Melissa Chipris will be providing the presentation.
Hi, good evening, honorable members of the commission. I will be presenting our 3rd item on the agenda. Seeing the PowerPoint presentation at this moment. Is everybody able to see it or?
No.
No.
No, not yet.
Just wait for David.
Yeah, are we talking about the presentation we just had open?
Yes.
Yes.
So it was just the continuation of the, it's the same PowerPoint.
10-4, my mistake.
Okay, can you go ahead and skip through to, I believe, slide 11 is where it starts. One more slide, please. Oh, one more, sorry. Thank you. Okay, so before you this evening is conditional use permit application CP 20-04. that is requesting approval to allow for a chiropractic medical office use within an existing 2,396 square foot tenant space. And the project is located within the MU Mixed Use 1 zone. Next slide, please. On February 25th, 2020, applicant Edith Grande submitted the said conditional use permit application to the Planning Division. The proposed chiropractor medical office, known as Agape Chiropractic, has been operating in the city of Baldwin Park since 1994, and will be moving into a vacant tenant space within an existing building known as the Baldwin Park Professional Center. Aside from the change in location, Agape Chiropractic intends on operating under the same routine as the previous location, which was 14332 Ramona Boulevard. A business operations plan that indicates the number of staff, hours of operation, and list of services has been provided to you in your agenda packets. Next slide, please. So before you, we have the existing floor plan that provides separate tenant spaces for spaces 4 through 7. Next slide. The applicant, along with the building manager, will submit plans to Building and Safety for tenant improvements to merge spaces 4, 5, and part of 6 into one large office space that will be utilized solely by Agape Chiropractic. Next slide, please. So to conclude, staff does recommend that the Planning Commission approve Resolution PC 20-08 to approve CP 20-04. And also did want to note that the applicant is on the meeting, and I believe as well that one of the doctors for the chiropractic medical office for any questions.
Thank you very much, Melissa. So at this time, commissioners, any questions of staff? Great. At this time, I'm going to open up the public hearing. Esther, have you received any comments on this item?
None submitted.
Noted. Thank you very much. Commissioners, any questions of the applicant or of the doctor? Great. So at this time, I move to adopt the findings of fact and resolution PC 20-08 entitled a resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Baldwin Park approving a conditional use permit to allow for a chiropractic medical office use within an existing 2,396 square foot tenant space. The project is located within the MU1 mixed use 1 zone pursuant to table 153.070.020 of the city's municipal code, location 14540 Ramona Boulevard, Unit 210 and 211. Applicant Edith C. Grande, case number CP 20-04. Do I have a second?
I second Commissioner Borges.
Noted. So moved by myself, Commissioner Sines, second by Commissioner Borges. At this time, Esther, can you please call roll?
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Marlene Garcia,
Yes.
Commissioner Christopher Garrido,
Aye.
Commissioner Edith Flores,
Aye.
Commissioner Edwin Borges,
Yes.
and Chair Pro Tem Christopher Sines.
Yes. So at this time, the finding of fact and resolution PC 20-08 has been adopted 5-0. Thank you very much. So at this time, I think the next portion of the agenda is public comments, which Esther, have you received anything else? Anything else since the meeting began?
No further comments have been received, sir.
Noted. Thank you very much. So at this point, I'm going to move on to the reports of officers.
Yes, thank you, Chair Pro Tem Sands. David, we can go ahead and remove the PowerPoint that's loaded on the screen. Perfect. Thank you, David. Before you is a request that the Planning Commission elect a chair and vice chair to serve at the pleasure of the commission. Pursuant to the Planning Commission bylaws, a chair and vice chair to be elected annually for the commission's membership in July. However, since the council was in process of reappointing commissioners, staff felt it was best to wait until such appointments were completed. The city council appointments to the Planning Commission were completed this past February. The duties of the vice chair are to serve in the absence, disability, or disqualification of the chair. The vice chair shall perform all duties and be subject to all of the responsibilities of the chair. The chair's responsibilities and powers are as follows, and those include presiding at all meetings of the Planning Commission, calling special meetings of the commission in accordance with the legal requirements in the most recently adopted bylaws, sign documents of the commission, see that all actions of the commission are properly taken, and finally assist staff in determining agenda items. Although the planning division staff provides all of the information and completes the background work required for meetings, the chair should have a general understanding of Robert's Rules of Order, as well as general understanding of planning concepts. Any planning commissioner may be nominated to serve as either chair or vice chair, and all planning commissioners are highly encouraged to serve in either of these two positions during their tenure on the commission. It is anticipated that the term will be in accordance with the Planning Commission bylaws. In conclusion, staff recommends that the Planning Commission elect the chair of the commission and also elect a vice chair of the commission. That concludes staff's presentation on this item.
Thank you very much, Ron. At this time, do we have a motion to
Yes, sir.
nominate a chair?
Commissioner Garrido, I'd like to make a motion to nominate to the chair Christopher Sines, Commissioner Christopher Sines, and vice chair Commissioner Edwin Borges.
Noted. Do we have a second on the motion?
I
This is
second that.
Oh,
Commissioner Flores, sorry.
Okay, so the motion is myself as chair. Thank you very much, and Commissioner Borges as vice chair. I think at this point, Esther, can you call roll? But I guess a question for Robert: if can I vote on this?
Yes, you may.
Noted. Thank you very much. So Esther, can you please call roll?
Yes. Commissioner Marlene Garcia,
yes.
Commissioner Christopher Garrido,
Aye.
Commissioner Edith Flores,
Aye.
Commissioner Edwin Borges,
Yes.
and Chair Pro Tem, Chair Pro Tem Christopher Sines, or now Chair Christopher Sines.
Yes, thank you very much. Motion passes 5-0. At this point, I just want to thank everybody, staff and my fellow commissioners for the vote of confidence. And I look forward to working together for the immediate future, for sure. So thank you.
Same here. Likewise, I want to thank all my fellow commissioners. I want to welcome Marlene Garcia back to do duty as a planning commissioner for our wonderful city of Baldwin Park, and I hope that all our commissioners and staff and everyone else listening is safe and takes care of themselves, and we'll see each other very soon.
Thank you, my dear.
So at this time, is there any additional communication from staff?
Yes, thank you, Chair Sands. I also want to thank the commissioners and staff for being patient as we prepared for this meeting and this forum. Very happy that the meeting went without any hiccups. I do want to remind the commissioners that there is a planning commission meeting scheduled for the 22nd of this month. We have 2 items on the agenda that we need to move forward with, and you'll receive an agenda and similar instructions as you were instructed for this meeting and in this forum for the Zoom virtual meeting. And lastly, I also want to congratulate Melissa Tripris on her promotion to associate planner. For those of you who haven't noticed, but I'm very happy to announce that she's now an associate planner within the planning division. Very proud of her for all of her hard work and efforts that she's provided to the city and also the planning division. And we all look forward to working with her years to come.
Thank you for that, Ron. I did want to say just very quickly, I really love my Baldwin Park team. I think we're a very great team here, and I'm just excited, for all the future projects that we're going to be having coming up. It's going to be a very busy and hectic year once we're past this tough time, but I'm really excited to see Baldwin Park grow. So thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. We look forward to working together. You've been a great asset to the team, and we look forward to what the future holds. And also, I just want to make general comments to the team, just making sure that everybody's staying safe. Can't wait for the day that we can all meet together. But I appreciate everything that Ron and team and the IT team were able to, everything that they did to pull this meeting together, and it's actually a success. So thanks, everybody.
Mr. Chairman, this is Robert Tafoya.
Yes, Robert.
I just wanted to congratulate you, Mr. Chairman, for your election, and also Vice Chair Borges. Congratulations. I've worked with you previously. I look forward to working with you again. I think you both make a very good team. So once again, congratulations. And I also did want to say thank you to the staff, to Mark and to Ron and the others for everything they did to assist me and others to make sure that we were able to do this and it was able to go off without a hitch. So thank you to everyone there at Baldwin Park or wherever you are.
Thank you very much, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
At this time, is there any additional communication from the commissioners? Okay, so at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Esther, I guess will you call roll?
Yes. Chair Pro Tem Christopher Sines,
Yes.
Commissioner Edwin Borges,
Yes.
Commissioner Edith Forrest,
Aye.
Commissioner Christopher Garrido,
Aye.
and Commissioner Marlene Garcia.
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion passes 5-0. This meeting is adjourned at 7:43. Viva Baldwin Park, and everybody be safe.
Viva Baldwin Park.
Viva
Viva.
Baldwin
Viva
Park.
Baldwin Park.
Viva.
See you guys in 2 weeks.
Stay safe, everybody.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Very much.
Yes, please
Be
be safe.
safe.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.